You've probably felt it. That strange pressure in your chest when you scroll through stories of people becoming millionaires overnight. The quiet frustration that bubbles up when your effort doesn't match your results. The haunting thought that maybe, just maybe, you're missing something. Maybe it's not just about working hard. Maybe it's not just about being smart. Maybe wealth, time, and even luck. Follow an algorithm. Not the kind of algorithm they teach you in school. Not lines of code or complex math. But a living pattern, hidden in plain sight, governing who gets rich, who stays stuck, who seems lucky, and who always runs out of time. This book isn't about get-rich-quick tricks. It's not about cheesy motivational quotes or unrealistic dreams. It's about decoding the real system, how money flows, how time bends, and how luck can be shaped, not just waited for. You're about to hear a series of truths that might make you uncomfortable. They might challenge everything you've been taught about success. But if you keep listening, if you let these ideas in, you'll begin to see the digital world and your place in it with sharper clarity than ever before. This is your invitation not just to listen, but to rewire your thinking. Because in the digital age, those who understand the algorithm don't just survive, they thrive. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Laws of Digital Money. Money used to be simple. You worked, you got paid, you saved, maybe you invested, and if you were smart or lucky, you'd slowly climb your way up to what they called financial freedom. But that game is over. In the digital age, money doesn't follow the old rules. It moves faster. It multiplies silently. It flows to people who don't even seem to work harder, but who understand something deeper. Something invisible, something coded. This chapter is your crash course in that new code, the laws of digital money. 1. Money is now code. Cash is dead. Even credit cards are just digital permission slips. What's replacing it? Data, access, trust, speed. Your money is no longer just in your wallet. It's tied to your identity, your behavior, and your reach. Do you know how much your attention is worth? Big tech companies do. Every scroll, click, swipe, you're generating money for someone else. You are the product. The wealthy know this. They don't just spend time, they monetize it. They build systems, content, offers, code, and connections that turn clicks into cash, audience into income, algorithms into assets. If you want to get rich in this era, you don't just need more money. You need to think like money, move like money, multiply like code. 2. Wealth is no longer linear. In the industrial age, you traded time for money. Today, time and money have divorced. A 17-year-old can post a 10-second video and make more in a week than someone else earns in a year. Why? Because digital leverage exists. Leverage is how you multiply effort without multiplying work. One piece of content, one well-placed product, one automated system. That's all it takes. So ask yourself, what have I created that keeps working when I sleep? What have I built once that earns repeatedly? What digital asset do I own? The game changed. Are you still playing the old one? 3. The new rich play the platform game. In the digital world, platforms are kingdoms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon, Substack, Shopify. Every platform has its own rules, its own currency, its own algorithm. The ones who win are the ones who learn the rules quickly and bend them ethically. They don't just scroll, they publish. They don't just consume, they create. They don't wait for the algorithm, they feed it. If you want digital money, you need digital presence. Visibility is currency. Attention is the new oil. Build your name like a brand. Build your voice like a weapon. Become known for something, and let platforms work for you. 4. Scarcity is manufactured, but opportunity is real. The economy wants you to believe you're in a race, that money is scarce, that you're late, you're not. In the digital age, the barriers to entry are disappearing. You can sell knowledge, art, skills, opinions. You can build a niche. You can create value from anywhere in the world. The tools are free or cheap. What's rare isn't the opportunity, it's the courage to act. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need credentials. You need clarity, consistency, and the willingness to look foolish before you look brilliant. Money doesn't care if you're ready. It cares if you show up. 5. Don't just earn, own. This is the final law. If you spend your life working for money, you'll always be tired. But if you build things that generate money without you, then you have leverage. The real goal? Ownership. Own your ideas. Own your platform. Own your list, your audience, your product, your system. Own the outcomes of your risk. Employees survive. Owners multiply. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job. It means you start building something of your own, even small, even part-time, even rough, because every empire starts as a messy experiment, and in the digital age, empires grow fast. Chapter 2, Time, the invisible currency. We talk about money every day. We chase it. We stress over it. We plan for it. But what if I told you that where time is the real currency, and you've been spending it like it's free? Here's a truth most people never hear until it's too late. The poor spend time to save money. The wealthy spend money to save time. And the ultra-wealthy? They bend time entirely. This chapter is not just about productivity, it's about learning to see time the way the rich do, as a limited, powerful, and programmable resource. Not a clock ticking on a wall. 1. Time is not equal for everyone. We've been sold the idea that we all have the same 24 hours. Technically, that's true, but functionally, it's a lie. A billionaire's hour might be worth $100,000. A struggling worker's hour might be $10. The difference isn't just skill, it's leverage and control. Who controls your time? If it's your boss, your job, your obligations, your fear, you're not wealthy. Even if you have money. Freedom begins when you start buying back your time. That means automating tasks, cutting toxic commitments, and focusing only on actions that multiply your value, not just occupy your hours. 2. Time has compounding power. Most people waste time because they think it resets daily. It doesn't. What you do today with your time stacks on what you did yesterday. Small daily decisions create massive life differences over a decade. Want proof? 30 minutes of daily learning equals 182 hours per year. 1 hour a day building a side business equals 365 hours per year. Just 10 minutes of journaling equals clearer decisions, fewer regrets. Your future is already happening. It's just disguised as your current habits. Ask yourself, is today's version of me someone I'll thank or resent a year from now? 3. Focus is the new superpower. In the digital age, your attention is under attack. Apps, notifications, content, messages, it's all engineered to split your mind. And here's what that really costs you. The ability to do deep work, the ability to think clearly, the ability to build anything meaningful. Rich people aren't just lucky, they're ruthless with focus. They block distractions. They schedule thinking time. They work in blocks, not blurs. Focus is not something you find, it's something you fight for. 4. The time value equation. There are only 4 ways to use your time. 1. Spend it. Gone forever, like binge watching. 2. Trade it. Time for money, like a job. 3. Invest it. Time for skill or asset building. 4. Multiply it. Time spent on systems, people, or automation that free you later. If you're only in modes 1 and 2, you're stuck in survival. If you move into 3 and 4, you begin to create freedom. Start small. Delegate a task. Batch your errands. Learn one automation tool. Say no more often. Every choice that frees your future time is a wealth decision. What 5? You can't manage time, only yourself. Time is not a calendar issue, it's a clarity issue. People who say they don't have time usually mean one of two things. I don't know what matters most. I'm afraid to start. So they distract themselves with busyness. They stay productive but never powerful. Here's the shift. Stop managing your schedule. Start managing your energy, focus, and purpose. That means work when your mind is sharp. Rest before you're burned out. Define your why before you plan your how. Productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most, first and without guilt. You'll never get more time, but you can change what your time becomes. A minute used right can shape a year, an hour of focus can birth an empire, and a single moment of decision can start it all. Chapter 3. Luck, the hidden variable. You can control. They say luck is random, that it strikes like lightning, rare, unpredictable, and unfair. They're wrong. What most people call luck is often just the visible result of invisible preparation. It's not that lucky people win the lottery of life, it's that they learn to hack the conditions where luck happens more often and more predictably. This chapter isn't about superstition, it's about understanding the truth. Luck is a pattern, and patterns can be programmed. Let me show you how. 1. The 3 types of luck. Author Naval Ravikant once explained there are 3 types of luck, and understanding them is the key to escaping randomness. Type 1. Blind luck. This is pure chance. Winning a lottery, walking down the street and finding a $100 bill. You can't control it, you can't predict it, it's rare, and it's not a strategy. Type 2. Hustle luck. This is the kind of luck that comes to people who show up constantly. The person always meeting new people, posting new ideas, testing things. Eventually something sticks. It looks like luck, but it was effort multiplied over time. Type 3. Prepared luck. This is where most success stories are born. You develop rare skills, unique insights, strong relationships, and suddenly opportunities find you. Doors open. People recommend you. Money flows in your direction. You didn't chase luck. You became the type of person who attracts it. Now ask yourself, which type of luck are you relying on? 2. Serendipity favors the visible. There are millions of people with talent, ideas, and ambition, but they remain invisible. Why? Because they never publish, never share, never ask, never build in public. If no one knows who you are, what you offer, or what you want, how can luck find you? Let me make this clear. Visibility is not vanity. It's strategy. Post your work. Ask for feedback. Tell people what you're building. Be where opportunities are discussed. You don't need to be famous, but you do need to be discoverable. The internet is a game of a surface area. The more surfaces you create, content, products, conversations, collaborations, the more places luck can strike. Be seen, be searchable, be ready. 3. Proximity to luck. Sometimes luck is just being in the right room. Look around at your circle. Are you surrounded by people who are moving fast, thinking big, creating things? If not, your environment might be your biggest limitation. Here's the truth. Wealth, wisdom, and luck often travel in groups. So how do you increase your proximity to luck? Join communities where action happens. Build relationships with people ahead of you. Share value, not just requests. Be useful, curious, and consistent. When people think of you, what do they associate you with? If the answer is clarity, reliability, or excellence, you've just earned a shortcut to luck. 4. Luck favors the fast mover. Opportunities have a short lifespan. Someone offers you a chance to partner, invest, speak, collaborate, and you hesitate, they're already calling the next person. In the digital age, speed is a competitive advantage. Not reckless speed, decisive speed. The people who rise are the ones who move when others doubt, act when others analyze, and learn while doing, right? Not just planning. Remember, you don't need all the answers. You need momentum. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a step forward. You don't need certainty. You need courage. Want to be luckier? Respond faster. Ship sooner. Say yes more. 5. Luck grows in systems, not chaos. Most people think lucky breaks come randomly, but if you look deeper, you'll find that many lucky people built systems that made their success inevitable. They created consistent content. They followed daily rituals. They built habits that attracted people, refined ideas, and multiplied their chances. Systems turn chaos into order and randomness into repetition. Ask yourself, what am I doing daily that improves my odds? What routines protect my mind, body, creativity, and money? What assets am I building that grow whether I feel lucky or not? You can't predict when luck arrives, but you can prepare for it so well, you never miss it again. 6. Become a magnet, not a map. Stop chasing luck like a GPS coordinates. Start becoming a magnet that pulls it in. Be the person who solves real problems, tells better stories, cares about craft, delivers value before asking for attention. Because here's the truth most never realize. You don't need luck from the outside world. You need to unlock the luck within you. Build the habits, build the reputation, build the assets. And when luck comes knocking, and it will, you'll already be prepared to receive it. Chapter 4. The Leverage Principle. How the few multiply. What the many can't, if you want to become wealthy, understand leverage. It's the cornerstone of financial freedom. It's what separates the few from the many. Leverage is how the richest people in the world work less and earn more. They don't rely on just their labor. They create systems, assets, and relationships that multiply their efforts exponentially. In this chapter, we'll break down the different types of leverage you can use to elevate yourself above the noise, the grind, and the limitations of the average person. 1. The power of capital. Leverage money has a unique ability to multiply itself. It's the most common form of leverage, but it's often misunderstood. Many think that to get money, you need to work more hours. But in reality, the wealthiest don't earn money by trading their time. They deploy capital to create more capital. Capital leverage comes in many forms. Investing in real estate. Stock market investments. Building businesses that can scale without your direct involvement. The key to capital leverage is return on investment, ROI. The more effectively you put your money to work, the more you amplify your wealth without working extra hours. This is where the magic happens. Money generates more money, and compounding returns do the heavy lifting for you. But here's the catch. You can't deploy capital if you don't have it. The path to building wealth starts with saving, investing, and constantly finding ways to grow your capital. Don't rely on a paycheck. Build a portfolio. 2. Human leverage. Systems, people, and networks. While money is a powerful tool, it's not the only leverage in the world. People can be even more powerful. You've heard it said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But it's deeper than that. The right relationships can provide access to opportunities, resources, and expertise that you would never have access to on your own. Leverage through people comes from building teams that support your goals, mentorships that shorten your learning curve, networks that open doors and give you insights. Building a great team is crucial. The most successful entrepreneurs don't do everything themselves. They hire the right people who bring complementary skills. They rely on systems, software, and experts to execute tasks. You don't need to be the best at everything. You need to be great at finding the best people to do the things you can't. This is human leverage in action. The more talented people you surround yourself with, the more you can focus on creating value and growing your influence while they take care of the day-to-day work. But it doesn't stop there. Leverage also comes from using other people's time effectively. When you make people's time work for you, you expand your own capacity to do more without increasing your effort. 3. Technology as leverage. In the digital age, technology is the ultimate leverage. It can amplify your efforts and help you scale at an unprecedented rate. Technology doesn't just automate tasks, it opens new opportunities. You can reach millions of people, create entire businesses, and build brands without needing to physically be in the same room as anyone. Here are some examples. Social media can build massive followings and increase visibility. Online tools automate everything from marketing to customer service, allowing you to focus on higher-level tasks. E-commerce platforms let you sell products worldwide without the need for inventory or a physical store. Technology allows you to serve a global audience, hire freelancers from anywhere, and scale your business beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, scalability is the key. With the right tech, a small amount of effort can reach thousands or millions of people. To leverage technology, you need to adopt tools that save you time, build online systems that work automatically, learn new digital skills that increase your output. If you're not using technology to scale, you're leaving money on the table. Content as leverage. One of the most powerful forms of leverage in today's world is content creation. Content works for you around the clock. It attracts customers, generates income, and builds your reputation, all without requiring constant attention. What type of content? Videos, YouTube, TikTok, etc.? Podcasts, articles, and blogs, books, and courses. Each piece of content is a vehicle that carries your ideas to an audience. And once content is created, it keeps working for you. It doesn't expire, and it doesn't need to be clocked in like a traditional job. Content also builds a personal brand. The more consistent and high quality your content, the more you are perceived as an expert in your field. If you're not creating content, you're not building a multiplier. Content is how you reach people, build trust, and create a long-lasting impact. 5. The mentality of leverage. Thinking bigger. Leverage is not just a tactic, it's a mindset. The most successful people in the world think in terms of multiplication, not addition. They think in terms of systems, automation, and scalability. They know that to create real wealth, they must leverage their time, money, and relationships to build something far greater than their own individual efforts. Here's how to shift your thinking. Instead of trading hours for money, think about what will scale your income without needing more of your time. Instead of doing everything yourself, ask, who can help me with this? Instead of chasing every opportunity, ask, what's the most leveraged opportunity I can pursue? The key is to stop thinking like the many and start thinking like the few. The few understand that their time is precious, their skills are valuable, and their network is powerful. They know that leverage allows them to multiply their efforts. Chapter 5. The myth of hard work and the truth about effort. Hard work is often celebrated as the key to success. But let's be honest, hard work alone won't make you rich. In fact, hard work can sometimes work against you. It can lead you down paths where you're working harder but not smarter. This chapter isn't about telling you to stop working hard. It's about understanding the difference between effort and effective effort. The truth is, the smartest people aren't the ones working the hardest. They're the ones working the most efficiently. 1. The hard work trap. You've probably heard the saying, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. It sounds motivational, right? The idea that success comes from grinding relentlessly. But here's the problem. Not all effort is equal. Working hard is good. But if you're working hard without direction, without leverage, or without the right skills, all you're doing is making yourself tired. It's easy to get caught in the hard work trap. You think that if you put in more hours, grind harder, and hustle longer, you'll eventually reach your goals. But after a certain point, the results don't scale. You can only push your body and mind so far. Instead, the focus should be on doing the right things, not just doing things. The difference is vast. Second effort versus effective effort. There's a big difference between effort and effective effort. Effort is about time. It's about labor. It's about showing up. Effective effort, on the other hand, is about strategy, tools, and leverage. It's about using your time, resources, and energy to achieve the maximum result with the minimum input. Think about it this way. If you work harder at something inefficient, you might get more work done, but that doesn't mean you're closer to your goal. If you work smarter, you can get more done with less effort. In the digital age, effort isn't enough. You need to be working on the right things. You need to figure out where you can apply leverage to get the most out of your efforts. For example, consider the difference between writing one article a day versus writing a high-quality, evergreen article that generates traffic for years to come. Running around delivering flyers versus building an online ad campaign that works for you 24/7. It's all about effectiveness. 3. The power of focused effort. One of the biggest mistakes people make is spreading their efforts too thin. They try to do everything, hustle in multiple businesses, work a 9-to-5 job while side hustling, take on dozens of responsibilities. They get burned out, overwhelmed, and ultimately they make little progress in any one area. The most successful people are masters of focus. They focus on one thing at a time and maximize their impact. They make sure that the things they do are not just random actions. They are strategic decisions that move them closer to their goals. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make the biggest difference? What can I focus on that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? The power of focused effort is that it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things with complete dedication. 4. The role of rest and recovery. One of the most overlooked aspects of success is recovery. You can't perform at your best if you're constantly running on empty. This is why many people get stuck in the work hard until you burn out cycle. Rest is essential for clarity, creativity, and productivity. Great athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs understand that recovery isn't lazy. It's a key part of success. Here's why. Rest allows your mind to process and integrate information. It enables your body to recover and regenerate. It gives you the mental clarity to make better decisions. If you don't take care of yourself, your effort will quickly become ineffective. You'll be too tired, overwhelmed, or mentally clouded to work at your best. 5. Efficiency over effort. Instead of focusing on working longer hours or grinding harder, shift your focus to being more efficient. Efficiency isn't just about speed, it's about finding ways to accomplish more with less. Here are some ways to be more efficient. Automate repetitive tasks using technology, emails, scheduling, marketing, etc. Outsource tasks that don't require your unique skills. Prioritize high-value activities that move you closer to your goals and eliminate low-value distractions. Use frameworks and templates to speed up decision-making and execution. The goal isn't to work harder. The goal is to create systems and structures that make your efforts work for you. 6. Leveraging others for maximum impact. You can only do so much on your own. One of the best ways to maximize your effort is to leverage other people's time, skills, and expertise. By delegating tasks and collaborating with others, you free up your time to focus on high-level decisions and strategic initiatives. This is how you move from being a solopreneur to a leader who multiplies their impact. Instead of getting bogged down in every detail, you can create a team of people or tools that handle the routine tasks while you focus on growth. Leverage people who are great at things you aren't and make their effort work for you. Chapter 6. The Investment Mindset. Turning every dollar into more than just money. We live in a world where most people think money is for spending. They work hard, earn a paycheck, and spend it on things that give them temporary satisfaction. Clothes, gadgets, status symbols. But this mindset keeps them stuck. The wealthy think differently. They don't just spend money, they multiply it. They see every dollar as a seed, not just a reward. That's the investment mindset, and it's a core algorithm of wealth. This chapter is about rewiring how you see money. It's about breaking free from the consumer mindset and learning how to build capital, grow assets, and buy freedom. Let's get into it. 1. The two types of mindsets: consumer versus investor. There are two lenses through which people see the world. The consumer mindset sees money as a tool to enjoy the present. It's about spending, it's about comfort, it's emotional. The investment mindset sees money as a tool to build the future. It's about growth, it's about returns. It's strategic. The consumer says, I got paid, I deserve this. The investor says, I got paid. How do I make this money work for me? Here's the brutal truth. The consumer mindset keeps people poor. Not because spending is bad, but because consumption without production drains your power. It ties your time to money and locks you into the cycle of working just to survive. On the other hand, the investment mindset creates freedom. It shifts the goal from temporary comfort to long-term control over your time, choices, and income. 2. The first investment. You. Before we talk about stocks, businesses, or real estate, let's talk about the most underrated investment: yourself. Your mind, your skills, your ideas. These are the engines of future wealth. And just like any powerful engine, they need fuel, maintenance, and upgrades. Investing in yourself means reading books that sharpen your thinking, learning skills that increase your earning potential, improving your health so you have the energy to execute, surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow. No investment gives higher returns than turning yourself into a more valuable human being. Here's a truth the wealthy understand. Your income is a lagging indicator of your personal growth. When you level up your thinking, your income follows. It has to. So before you worry about crypto or real estate, make sure you've invested in the machine that drives everything else: you. 3rd, capital versus income. Understanding the game. Most people focus on income. They want a bigger paycheck, a promotion, a higher salary, but this is playing the game small. Income feeds you. Capital frees you. Capital is money that works for you. It's money that generates more money through businesses, stocks, digital assets, or even systems you build once and profit from forever. The difference is this: income stops when you stop working. Capital keeps earning even while you sleep. Here's how the wealthy play it. They use their income to create capital. They use that capital to buy or build assets. Those assets generate cash flow. That cash flow is reinvested to scale wealth exponentially. They don't just earn to spend, they earn to build financial engines. 4. Digital leverage, investing beyond money. In the digital age, capital isn't just money. It's also code, content, community, and credibility. Let's break that down. Code. Build software, automation tools, digital platforms. These run 24/7. Content. Videos, courses, blogs, books. These earn forever if positioned right. Community. Your network becomes capital. People support your ideas and buy your products. Credibility, your personal brand. Trust is currency. If people trust you, they'll invest in you. You can invest time and energy into building any of these. They may not look like traditional investments, but in the 21st century, they can be even more powerful than cash. For example, a viral YouTube video or a popular digital course can generate passive income for years. An audience you've built online can become the launchpad for any business you create. A personal brand can attract opportunities, partnerships, and funding with almost no cost. Digital leverage is real wealth building. It's how people with no capital can create massive value and financial freedom. 5. The cost of not investing. There's a hidden tax for not investing, and it's called staying stuck. Every dollar you spend on things that don't grow your value is a dollar that's dead. It doesn't return, it doesn't build anything, it just disappears. Meanwhile, the cost of not investing in yourself, your ideas, or your assets compounds. You stay in the same place year after year. You work harder for less. There's also inflation, the silent killer. If your money isn't growing, it's shrinking. Every year, the money in your wallet is worth less. That's why holding cash instead of investing is actually riskier in the long run. 6. The compound effect compounding is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It doesn't just apply to money, it applies to habits, skills, relationships, and decisions. When you invest regularly, whether it's $5 a day or 30 minutes a day reading, you start a flywheel. At first, the results are invisible, but over time, they explode. $100 a month in the right investment account could become six figures in a few decades. Writing one page a day becomes a best-selling book in a year. Learning a new skill 30 minutes a day could change your career forever. The key? Start now. Be consistent. Stay patient. Wealth is not built in one day, but it's built every day. 7. Invest to escape time for money. The end goal of investing isn't just money, it's freedom. It's the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. When your investments pay you, you're no longer trading time for money. You've escaped the matrix that keeps most people trapped in jobs they hate, cities they don't like, and lifestyles they didn't choose. You now own your time. And time, my friend, is the ultimate form of wealth. Chapter 7. Building Systems. How the wealthy buy back their time and scale. Effortlessly. Time is the most democratic resource. Everyone wakes up with the same 24 hours, rich or poor. But what separates the wealthy from the rest isn't how much time they have, but how they use it, and more importantly, how they escape the need to trade it. The rich don't work harder. They work smarter. They build systems that work without them. Imagine waking up to money you didn't actively work for. Waking up to orders placed while you slept. Subscribers who joined your platform overnight. Content that keeps earning without you lifting a finger. That's not a fantasy. It's the reality of people who understand systems thinking. They no longer rely on effort alone. They build machines, digital, human, and strategic, that generate income, create leverage, and buy back their time. Let's be clear. A system is anything that repeats a valuable outcome with little or no input from you after it's been set up. It could be a sales funnel that brings in new clients daily. It could be an automated email sequence that educates and converts leads. It could be a YouTube video that continues to generate ad revenue. A team that knows what to do without waiting for your approval. Even your morning routine, if optimized, can be a system that primes your brain for peak performance. Systems don't just scale your output, they scale you. They let your knowledge, effort, and time echo endlessly into the future. The middle class builds routines. The wealthy build infrastructure. That's the difference. Most people wake up and restart their entire workload from scratch every day. New emails, new problems, new hustle. But the smart ones? They solve a problem once, turn it into a repeatable process, and never do it manually again. That's the secret of scalability. If you're always the engine of your success, your growth has a ceiling. But when you turn your energy into a blueprint, when your knowledge becomes a digital asset or a repeatable instruction, you go from being the worker to being the architect. In today's digital age, there's never been a better time to build systems. Technology has removed the gatekeepers. A single person with a laptop and vision can now operate at the level of an entire company from 20 years ago. Think about it. Automated newsletters, AI assistants, scheduling tools, autoresponders, e-commerce platforms, affiliate marketing systems, CRMs, funnel builders. It's all within reach. You don't need to be a tech genius. You just need to be strategic. Here's the truth. If you're doing the same task more than twice and it doesn't require your unique creativity, You should automate it, delegate it, or eliminate it. That's the triad of freedom. Automation is about tech. Delegation is about people. Elimination is about clarity, cutting out what doesn't matter. Most people are drowning not because they have too much work, but because they haven't filtered what's worth doing at all. The rich are ruthless with their time. They don't chase everything. They build a machine that does the chasing for them. This is where mindset shifts from labor to leverage. Instead of asking, how can I do this better? Start asking, how can this be done without me? That's the question that scales empires. Wealth isn't about doing more. It's about needing less effort for bigger outcomes. Systems let you separate time from income, stress from success, busyness from productivity. It's also how you escape burnout. Hard work can take you far, but systems protect your energy. They reduce decision fatigue. They give you space to think, to create, to build the next thing. That's how innovators operate. They build something once that serves people over and over again. That's the digital asset play. That's what a smart business is. A set of systems stitched together to solve problems without needing the founder to be involved every second. Look around at the most successful entrepreneurs, creators, and investors. They don't grind all day. They architect. They design flows. They stack tools and teams to work in harmony. Their wealth is not tied to how hard they work, but how well they systemize value creation. That's the ultimate hack. Not more hours, but more throughput per hour. Systems also allow you to go asynchronous. Instead of always being live, present, and reactive, your business becomes a 24/7 organism. A podcast can be downloaded while you sleep. A course can enroll students from every time zone. A Shopify store can sell without human interaction. That's the freedom equation. Income that doesn't depend on your presence. Of course, building systems takes time. You need to pause, think, test, and improve. But the return on that time is massive. It's the classic work once, earn forever model. Most people are stuck in work now, earn once. And that model never scales. You may earn okay money, but you'll never buy back your life. And let's not forget emotional freedom. Systems create peace of mind. When your calendar is no longer full of chaos, when your inbox doesn't rule your mood, when your life isn't one long to-do list, you finally start living intentionally. You get back control. And control, not cash, is the true currency of a wealthy life. If money solves your financial problems, systems solve your life problems. They bring order to the chaos, consistency to your output, and clarity to your mind. The world rewards people who can take complexity and make it simple. That's what systems do. They are the invisible structures behind visible success. So, start building. Systemize your marketing, systemize your sales. Systemize your learning, even systemize your rest and recharge. Every repeatable part of your life can be upgraded, and as you do that, you'll feel the shift. Less stress, more space, faster results. Build once, improve forever. That's the algorithm. Conclusion: you are the algorithm. If you've made it this far, it means something within you has shifted. You've stopped thinking like a consumer and started thinking like a creator. You've stopped chasing luck and started engineering it. You've stopped trading your time and started multiplying it. This book was never just about money. It was about freedom. And now the blueprint is in your hands. The world we live in doesn't reward effort. It rewards outcomes. It doesn't reward time. It rewards leverage. It doesn't reward knowledge. It rewards execution. We are in a new age. An age where one good idea, one system, one digital asset, one relationship, or one moment of insight can change your entire life. But you have to build it. You have to move. You have to act. The algorithm of wealth is not some secret formula guarded by the elite. It's not locked in the basement of Wall Street. It's not hidden in some exclusive mastermind. It's in the choices you make every day. It's in the content you consume, the way you use your hours, the people you surround yourself with, the way you treat your mind, your energy, and your curiosity. The algorithm is you. Let go of the myth that you're not ready. Let go of the idea that you need permission, that you need more time, more confidence, more certainty? You don't. You need movement. You need consistency. You need a long enough runway to let compound action take over. The people you admire aren't better than you. They just started. They made mistakes faster. They built systems sooner. They turned discipline into identity. The rules have changed. We no longer live in an economy of effort. We live in an economy of leverage. Code, media, networks, automation, personal brand, intellectual property. The wealthiest people today don't lift with muscle. They lift with mindset. They create things that work harder than they ever could, and they do it with focus and intent. But none of this matters if you don't start. Start messy, start small, start scared. Just start. Because wealth is not a destination, it's a process, a rhythm, a set of principles. You're not trying to get rich once. You're trying to stay rich forever. That takes wisdom, not luck. Systems, not sprints. Philosophy, not just tactics. So now the real work begins. Not just in your bank account, but in your habits. Not just in your calendar, but in your priorities. Not just in your goals, but in your identity. The goal isn't to have more, it's to be more. More disciplined, more focused, more strategic, more present, more free. You've heard the code, you've seen the patterns, you've learned the algorithm. Now go break it. Go build your wealth, not just in money, but in time and peace and purpose. The digital age is yours.